demonstration. Illegal immigrants are taking over apartment buildings. About a week and a half ago, it was in Aurora, Colorado. Now it's been sightings in Chicago. There's some sightings down there in Texas. I believe Dallas, the Dallas, Texas area. Illegal immigrants are running up in these apartments and taking over. Why are they here? How did they get here? What are we going to do about it to stop it, to solve it? It's an issue. It's an issue. And it's one of the hundreds of issues that America is faced with. And we can't overlook it. We can't turn the other cheek. The problem, we are not nipping these things in the bud. And these things that we're not nipping in the bud is just spiraling out of control. I mean, it's one thing when you have the regular gangs that's here. Now you got immigrants that's coming here and forming gangs and, you know, running the citizens, out of their homes. What are we gonna do about that? I mean, it boils down to politics. Everything starts with politics, and that's where it starts and that's where it ends at, because the politicians, you know, we see with Trump, like I said, and people get mad at me when the very thought of me bringing up Trump's name, if it's not downing him, if it's not clowning him, if it's not talking bad about Trump, some people get mad. Why are you defending Trump? Why are you taking up for Trump? I'm not defending Trump. I'm not taking up for Trump. I'm just speaking on the good, the bad, and the ugly that Trump does. The same way I do with Kamala. The same way I do with Biden. The same way that I do with anyone. I'm not gonna, because you dislike this person and this person does something good, I'm not gonna take away from the good that that person done just because you dislike this person. Trump has been talking and he's been trying to get us to focus on the borders. That was one of his main issues, the border. But we ignored it. You cannot have immigrants, you cannot have people coming in this country illegal. Now, if they come and if they do it the right way, fine. Fine. If they come here and they do it the right way and then they become law-abiding citizens, fine. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But they're no different from black people when we commit crimes. When a black person commit crime, what happens? He get thrown in jail, and he's supposed to suffer the consequences. When a white person do a crime here, they get thrown in jail, they supposed to suffer the consequences. Now, it's a little different in the court system when dealing with black and white. We know that. But still, if a white person do a crime, they gonna get locked up. And, in some cases, they don't get off. Some cases, white people can't use white privilege to get by. But this demonstration is not about black. This demonstration is not about white. This demonstration is about illegal immigrants coming to this country, taking over. Look, in most of the states, they getting benefits that the average American don't get. Y'all know that? I think it's $15,000 in New York. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. Somebody in the chat can actually drop the numbers for me. But you got these nonprofit organizations, and the nonprofit organizations, they're backtracking now how they do the immigrants, because they're seeing, and out of good faith, we're trying to help the immigrants, but it's backfiring on us because all of our resources And our finances that we're putting into these immigrants, the American people can't even get. Do y'all realize that there are Americans that are still fighting for civil rights? There are still Americans that are fighting for the privileges and the benefits that the immigrants get when they come to the country. They ain't been in the country for a hot 2 hours, and they're already getting signed up to reap benefits off of this country that you and I don't get. And that's something that we can't turn a blind eye to. See, we turned the blind eye to so much for so long. And now we so deep. This crisis that we're in with these immigrants is so deep. But let's really go deeper into the Venezuela gang that tried to take over that apartment building out there in Colorado. And also, there's been sightings in Chicago. Now, Chicago is going to be a little different. Any city, any city where there's gangs, and they don't just have to be black gangs, but any cities where there are already gangs, no immigrants is going to be able to come into that city and just straight take over and shut down, because those gangs that's already in those cities, they're going to have a problem with them. And it's a lot of gangs in Chicago. Chicago is the home of the gangs. Salute Chuckin. I see you down there. Salute Chuckin. So the gangs in Chicago is deep. And Chi-Town, they're just not gonna let no immigrants come in and just run nothing. So they're gonna have a completely different problem trying to set up shop and trying to take over in Chicago. And that's any other inner city. Now out there in Colorado, it's a rural area, and it's not that hardcore gangster life out there. So they'll be able to get by with running up in them apartments out there. But I doubt if they're able to do that in Chicago. I doubt that. Salute Ruby. Salute Ruby. Salute Olivia. Olivia, appreciate you for checking in. So y'all got the same problems out there in Canada? Where all my people from Canada at? Shout out to Canada. Olivia says they got the similar things going on in Canada. Appreciate it, Ruby. Because, like I said before, we already dealing with the local gangs. America is already dealing with our local gangs. Canada is already dealing with the local gangs. Salute Willie Jones. Appreciate you for pulling up, Will. Salute, Will. So how do we end this? And like I said before, every time I mention Trump name, if it's not talking bad about Trump, some people get mad. But the good, the bad, the ugly. Kamala was in charge, and Kamala is in charge of the borders. We got Belgium in here. Salute to my people from Belgium. Salute to my people from Belgium. So if we are holding Trump accountable for things, then we got to hold Kamala accountable as well. Me, I ride neutral. I call a spade a spade. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about both of them. Salute, we got Turkey in here. Salute, we got the Philippines in here. Pow, pow. We got Turkey, we got the Philippines. Salute to my international audience. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. This is my backup channel. So make sure y'all subscribe to this channel and help me get this channel monetized so I can bring y'all more content. Make sure everybody subscribes to the channel so I could get this channel monetized. But yeah, these problems are coming from the border. We got to have stricter laws in this country. That has been always America's problem. When it comes to the laws, when it comes to following the laws here. Olivia says Toronto and I can't pronounce that are getting real bad for violence. And same with Ottawa. In my city, there's a massive homeless encampment right next to a children's park, and there's been stabbings there too. And see, that ain't right. And we not I just don't want to advocate for America. I want to advocate for Canada as well. I want to advocate for the whole world. Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter where you're at. So what's going on in Canada, we're going to be praying for y'all. Drop some prayer hands in the chat for the people that's in Canada. That's not cool. Stabbings and all these things going on next to a children's park. How can the children's live? How can the children's have a future? I thought it was about the children. That's what I was always taught. It's always about the children. The children are our future. And this is how children get involved in gangs. This is how they get into gangs. The gangs get in these communities and take over. Salute my boo. Appreciate you for pulling up my boo. Salute. So what we're going to do, what are we going to do about the immigration? I mean, come on. We see it right there. As voters, let me just start with the voters. As voters, can we focus on the immigration laws, regardless of who gets in there? As voters, can we stand 10 toes down on something has to be done about the borders? Just can't let anybody come through here. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. Now, if you disagree, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up if you disagree. But how is it that, most Americans are still fighting for civil rights? Y'all do know that. Y'all do know that, right? We are still fighting for civil rights. Some Americans are fighting for hate bills to be passed. With all the stuff that's going on with Americans, I think America should put America first. Then we'll deal with those that's non-Americans. Willie says California giving them $150K and the California Black Caucus blocked 2 reparations bill. That's what I was saying. I just didn't remember what state was giving out the $150K. Come on, y'all. Come on. And see the ones when I bring up reparations for black people, and it's so messed up because some black people be shooting down the idea when I bring up reparations for black people. Some black people will shoot it down. Y'all know in 1985, Reagan, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it 1985 that Ronald Reagan gave reparations for Japanese Americans? Now, this is 1985 now. Now, reparations was owed and due to us way before 1985. But how was it that Ronald Reagan signed the bill? He passed it so that the Japanese Americans could receive reparations. I don't want to hear Shank. It was not that the Japanese was in slavery. They got reparations because of this. Shank, they got reparations because of that. Listen to the key word, reparations. Don't make a difference why they got reparations. All that counts is they got reparations. So why, if Japanese Americans received reparations back in 1985, how come Black Americans still hasn't received reparations that was owed to us? Bill says, let's turn to God Shepherd's channel, YouTube, explains the whole Bible, God bless. Now, this demonstration right here, we ain't dealing with God. I don't want to bring God into this demonstration. God don't got nothing to do with this. We dealing with the powers to be, and we dealing with you and I. All right? Let God chill. Let God remain at home, relaxing, eating some ice cream, and watching his favorite TV show. You know what I mean? Let's focus on politics. Let's focus on Trump, Kamala. You know what I mean? It got to be something done with the border. There's just no way getting around it. So back to what I was saying as far as the reparations. Why did the Japanese Americans receive reparations in 1985? Why does the Jews receive reparations for the Holocaust? See, for all those that have a problem when I speak about reparations for black people. Why everybody else can receive reparations, but we can't? It's always an excuse. Black people wasn't the only slaves. There were white slaves. Yeah, but the white slaves wasn't owed reparations. Shank, your own black people enslaved you. But the United States of America promised us reparations. See, you can't get around what's already in black and white. You can't get around what's already supposed to have happened. You just can't. You can't put something in motion and then 50 years later come back with all these different excuses. Why not to put it into play? That's not how this thing works. Your word is your bond. And what's in black and white has to be honored. It's just no getting around that. So when it comes to these reparations, I'll say it again. Why do the illegal immigrants, California is giving them 150,000. The Black Caucus blocked it. See, it's something wrong with this picture. It's something wrong with black America. And when a black person speak out about all of this, when a black person keep it real, we always get shot down. We always get made to be the villain. Every time. Stop worrying about that. You can't change that. Just go along with what's going on. Ain't that what it all? Ain't that's what's always told to the ones that stand up and fight for justice? We always get made out to be the villain. They always push us on the back burner of things. Don't listen to him. He don't know what he talking about. And then what they start doing, they start giving the ones that's over there with them, they start giving them little special privileges. They start giving them a little extra money. And that's why I'm got this demonstration coming up this Saturday. And make sure everybody tune up to my live demonstration this Saturday at 12 p.m. And it's going to be a black history demonstration. And I'm going to give it to y'all about the house Negro. The house Negro. The house Negro loved his master more than his master loved himself. The house Negro fell in love with his master. The house Negro forgot where he came from. And a lot of y'all black people have forgotten where y'all came from. The year 2024, and we're still having these same conversations. The year 2024, black people are still going through what we went through in slavery, during slavery. And I said this before, and a couple of y'all got mad at me. I'll say it again, and I hope a couple more of y'all get mad at me. We are still slaves. We are still slaves. And I'm going to tell y'all, you right, white people. You right. There were white slaves. And to this day, there's still white slaves. Slavery is upstairs, is what I'm talking about. If you are going along with a system, and this system is a superior, inferior system, if this system is to put one group of people down while this group of people rise to the top, if you're a part of any system that helps discriminate against people because they race, religion, you are a part of a slavery system. Now, the question is, and I got news for non-Americans. Don't think that it's just an American thing. Slavery is all around the world. Believe it or not. Slavery is going on all around the world. And until we realize this, and until we stand up and do something about it, one person can't do it. It's going to take a group of people to do it. So I want y'all to focus on these reparations. I want y'all to focus on these reparations. Why did Ronald Reagan give Japanese Americans, yep, reparations? Can somebody look it up? Can somebody explain it to me? Everybody benefits off of this country. Every nationality, except the natives. They, slaughtered the majority of the natives, and the ones that they didn't slaughter, they pushed them up on the reservations. The natives don't benefit off of this country. They give them what? Some casinos so they can gamble, so they can get drunk. The natives don't benefit. But why are the immigrants benefiting? No wonder there are thousands of people that risk losing their lives to get to America. Because word around the world, if you make it to America, America will give you what this country won't give you. America will put you in front of their own citizens if you make it to America. Because I couldn't figure for the life of me, why do these immigrants, why do people all around the world risk their lives to get to America? When the America that I live in and the America that I know is pure hell. Straight like that. Ain't never gave us nothing. So I'm trying to figure out. But then it dawned on me. If you can make it from your country to California as an illegal immigrant, you got 150,000 US dollars coming to you. Now, you do the math. $150,000 of US dollars going back to any of them third world countries. Do y'all realize how much money that is back in their countries? That's why the illegal immigrants come here. And then if they break law and if they get in trouble here, what happens to the illegal immigrants? They get deported back to their country. Shit. I'll take a chance and come to America. You in the winning situation. If you make it here. Y'all see where I'm coming from? Why not stay in your own country? See, we don't look at the bigger picture because we too busy trying to accept everybody. We too busy overlooking what we got going on and our problems that we willing to let other people come in and benefit off of us. We ain't looking at the bigger picture. We ain't seeing that they coming here. Trump said it. Black jobs. We got in our feelings. What do you mean black jobs? If you take the time out and get your head from in beneath your asshole, you could understand what he's saying when he mentioned black jobs. If you listen to him, black jobs, we already underrated, undermined. So now all these benefits that comes to black-owned businesses, look how long we fought to get that. Do y'all realize all the things that we fought so hard to get? It's being taken away from us just as quick as night and day. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I got some more demonstrations coming up. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, After Dark with Shank. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to my main channel, Shank Rock. Salute everybody, and I'll see y'all in a few more hours. Salute.